Hi, this is Matt from tracymatt.co.uk, and here I have the Sansa Clip Plus from SanDisk. We're just going to do a quick unbox on this one, so we can have a quick look at what it's all about before we move on to do a review. Now, we've looked at many, in fact I think all of the Sansa products from SanDisk in the past, this being their newest one, and one of the smallest. So, let's unbox. Pretty straightforward. There's not a great deal in the box, to be perfectly honest with you. There is a manual which really just does cover the getting started aspect rather than, you know, being a full manual. But then it's a fairly straightforward product, to be honest, and it's going to be fairly easy to get going. So it's in plastic like this. Let's get it open. It looks like we're actually going to have to use a knife because it seems to be actually sealed, heat sealed around the edge. So let's just cut our way inside the pack. Okay, so we get inside eventually. Possibly one of the more annoying packaging designs I've seen recently. It's perhaps they don't want you to use it. So let's just move that to one side. So look at the accessories first. There is a small USB to mini USB sync charge cable. Because there's no additional charger, you do have to charge from a PC or a Mac or whatever, but you actually do need to use a computer to charge rather than actually plug it into the wall socket. Then we have a set of headphones. Just open. And they have a standard 3.5mm headphone socket on one end, length of cable, and then headphones themselves. I've used these before on other Sansa products before, and they're not actually too bad, but you know, I still prefer to use my own headphones, and I guess most people will. So we'll actually look at the Clip Plus itself. It's extremely small, as you can see. I guess it's sort of on par with the likes of the Apple products in terms of size. So taking a look around, we have a small display on the front, which is an OLED display. Have a home button, and then obviously our media navigation, so that includes play, pause, stop, a menu button in the center, and the skip tracks either side. On the left hand side we have a small connector, which is the mini USB for sync and charge, and an up and down volume control rocker. Nothing actually to speak of on the bottom. On the right hand side we have a micro SD card slot, so we can actually expand the memory. This particular model is a 4 gig, but we can expand the memory with a micro SD card or SDHC memory card, and this does actually support up to 32 gig, so you could actually have 36 gig memory in this little unit, which is pretty impressive. Then we have a 3.5mm headphone connector, which is obviously where we plug our headphones in. And then right on the top of the unit we just have the power button, which I'll just press, see if we have any power. There we go, and then we just see that start up, pushing your media. It isn't a full colour display, and as you see it's a bit flickery because obviously the camera's picking that up. Obviously it doesn't flicker in real life as such. But let's just set up in English, and we're in Europe. And then we have just a very simple controls. We have music, we can play all, and we can actually go through to slot radio, which is when you actually put memory cards in there with the stuff that's pre-recorded. We have an FM radio, and we can do voice recording, and then we go into settings, and that takes us back to music. Home button will actually take us back to this point at any time. If we go into music, for example, we can play all, we can look at artists. There's a couple already on here just to sort of get us going, but we can just play all. Oh, it just plays away. It's pretty straightforward, obviously. There's no built-in loudspeaker, so obviously you have to use headphones. There is a built-in microphone though, so you can actually do voice recording on the go, which is pretty cool. In terms of spec, well, this one, as I say, is a 4 gig model. It supports MP3, OGG, WMA, and FLAC. 32 gig memory card support, so you can actually take this one up to 36 gig, which is pretty impressive. Built-in FM radio. The battery is apparently good for up to 15 hours of playback. Now, having used the SanDisk Sansa products before, I'd say that's probably about right. I actually had an earlier version of this, and it just seemed to go on and on and on. I very rarely charged it, in actual fact, so they are generally quite good. OLED display, as you saw, it's just sort of a couple of colours there, but it's pretty clear and it's pretty sharp. Not particularly high res, but it's certainly good enough for what you want it to do. They are available in a couple of different colours. Obviously the black here, but also available in red and blue. And the other thing is they just weigh next to nothing really. This is only weighing 24 grams, which is extremely lightweight. And it's with the clip on there, is certainly a wearable media player, so it's pretty impressive. So this is the SanDisk Sansa Clip Plus. We'll have a full review for you on tracymac.co.uk soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon with some more videos and reviews.